We don't know how.
So many things. Welcome to the Happy Never After show. I'm your host, Mara Merrick. I'm sweating already. This is your other host.
Hey, I'm Andrew. I'm here for a breakup. I hope this all ends very poorly and someone ends up bloody and it's not Mara's vagina for once. Just kidding. Sorry, her boyfriend's here. I feel like I can't be as free to talk shit about her. Or more free than I've ever been. Anyways, yeah. And we have a great guest, host. Yeah. We'll introduce both. But
yeah, I'm more the guest this time. You guys are more the hosts this time.
Okay.
He has an amazing YouTube show called The Shit That They Won't Tell You in Sex Ed.
Yes.
Friend of the show, previous guest, student of therapy. I don't know how else to say it, right? Thomas Whitfield.
Yeah.
Okay.
Psychology graduate student.
Yeah. Perfect. There we go. At
Smart.
Columbia.
He's smart. Thomas Whitfield.
Not Columbia, but that's okay. Different school in New York.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh. Ugh, get out. Welcome. First, before we get into the nitty gritty, everyone say hi to George.
George is here. No, this is big. This is
They're supposed to say
big.
hi to me.
This is huge.
Let's not just
Wait,
go right into it. So,
Well, first I want to hear about your date.
okay, don't worry about my date. My date is not important today. What's important is that George,
I'm sweating.
who is kind of like the Mr. Big of like this, but not as big.
No,
but
I'm
like,
about 6.5.
yeah.
About 6.5.
Yeah, this is true. And so George is Mara's boyfriend,
Yes.
who we've heard the whole roller coaster from Mara's point of view. And so we haven't heard George's point of view, which I feel like I've wanted since the beginning, because, you know, I'm just tired of Mara whining all the time about it and not hearing your side. And I feel like maybe there's more to hear, but we'll find out. Maybe
he won't get a mic. Maybe he won't.
But when he's here, he's in the flesh, and it's
We've been
go time.
waiting. It is go time.
Yeah, it's go time. So, and we're on the second floor, so
Someone might get thrown
I
out.
can tell.
yeah. Okay, so I guess Thomas, maybe you handle this, and I'll just watch it. But then
Okay, so we'll just jump right in. So a couple things to begin with. I am still in school. I have about a year left. It takes forever. So I'm not yet licensed. Disclaimer, keep that in mind. So this is really just the four of us having a conversation where one of us has a lot of education and experience talking to couples.
I Instagram message. I'm like, say this is happening hypothetically. What would you do if you were me? Okay, you can hold this. It's all you.
Oh, thanks.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Elaine.
I know.
She's letting me hold it.
Okay, go. Sorry.
So generally when I work with couples, there are a couple things that I tell them right in the beginning. The first one being, I'm not here to save your relationship. I'm also not here to ruin your relationship. I am here to help you figure out what your goals are and how you can achieve your goals. And sometimes that means staying together, sometimes that doesn't mean staying together.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
yes,
Okay.
yeah. Talk like you're talking to us, not to them.
Yes.
Like you're talking to me. Yeah. Hey, what's up?
Yes.
Natural.
He's
This
a
is
natural.
natural. George is looking at the mic and just going.
This,
Yeah.
this is how I talk. Ask her. This is my phone voice.
Okay.
Sorry.
But we're talking. Okay, sure. I'm not yelling. I'm not.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I just want you to do
I
it really good.
Let's go.
So usually
I
one
need
of the
to hack this
first
thing.
one of the first things that I will ask a couple is, what do you want to get out of coming here? Generally, it would be couples will commit to I'm going to come for 6 months or whatever. This is obviously 45 minutes, whatever, one time.
Mm-hmm.
So objectively and realistically, what would you like to get out of talking today?
I didn't know I was coming here to talk to you, so I have nothing to add to this right now. Thank you.
Well, I feel like we have. Yes, he did know. We have.
When she was stretching me 20 minutes ago.
Yeah, that's true. I did tell him right then that you were coming. I was like, when they get here, he's like, who's they?
Can I ask you something as a professional? Is that healthy?
Well, how do you feel about it?
Yeah.
I feel attacked.
Do you?
Do you really?
I-
though?
Do you really?
I feel
Don't
like.
joke. Say.
Yeah,
Really
yeah.
feel
Yeah.
it.
I'm being serious.
Yeah.
I'm not,
You
not,
do?
not attacked. I just, I'd like to know what's going on. You know, if
I
you said,
know.
hey, George, we're gonna have couples therapy, I'm like, what are you fucking nuts?
That's true. See?
So maybe she
I'm
needs.
a male, Greek, male, American. I don't do therapy, so
Have you ever done therapy on your own?
no, God no.
Why? What? So what do
I
you?
cry in the shower. That's enough.
So you think you've been put on the spot?
I wouldn't say we'll see what questions you ask, and then we'll find out if I've been put on the spot. But no, yeah, I don't want to say I'm put on the spot, but it's kind of
Well, you know what this show is about.
Yeah, I know what the show's about.
You've listened to 3 episodes.
Yeah, and all about me. And not very nice, by the way.
I
My mom
know.
is very upset with you. So is my uncle, my aunt, my cousins, my brother, my sister-in-laws.
Did they all listen?
They sure did.
A bunch. I think at least a dozen people listen to me.
So you're joking, but in all seriousness, like this does really bother you to some
Yes.
degree
Oh,
that
hell yeah.
all of this information is
yeah,
out there.
yeah. Oh no, that information I don't care. Please, I don't give a fuck. I'm not. I mean, there's certain things I like to keep private. I mean, whatever. I knew it was true, which it wasn't true. So a lot of it was made up fabrication. How do you say when a girl exaggerates things? That's what she did. She exaggerated a
I
lot.
exaggerated?
Oh, you exaggerated a lot. Don't get me started, young lady.
No, let's get started.
Yeah.
So you feel like some things that are being said about you are not necessarily accurate. So that must be frustrating for you to know that some of this is out there and you haven't been able to sort of defend yourself.
Correct, but again, how many listeners they got? Like 10, 20 listeners? So it's not like
Yeah, that's true.
yeah,
No,
you like that. I like how I attacked you guys there, huh? See?
No, you're deflecting.
I'm deflecting. Thank you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's fine.
Is that what the medical term is?
Well, actually, your family listens, so now it's 30.
Like 32 now.
Yeah. But yeah, so yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
So Mara, what would you, so George, you're kind of thrown on the spot, don't necessarily know what you would want to get out of this. Mara, what is it that you would want to get out of it?
Well, I feel like we have talked a lot about it from my perspective, and a lot of the listeners, because I talked about the period blood over coming back to that and coming back to like random hints of cheating and infidelity, people don't like him, and they talk to me, they send me messages and they're like, you need to break up with him, you need to do this, but I need to show people that there is life after certain things, and relationships can be mended, and this is a relationship show. We should show all parts of the relationship. So I wanted to have him on to show George's a good guy.
So you have two sort of things. One is that you kind of want to get to the bottom of a particular issue, which we can eventually talk about. I think there's some things that we should maybe find out before that. But you also want to give George a chance to kind of give his side of the story as well.
Yes. Yes.
Yes, I think she said. She said yes, guys.
So tell me what works about your relationship.
That's all you.
You don't know what works? I think we laugh, we talk, we joke a lot. We're playful, we're fun, we keep a schedule, we've been so much better at communicating. He hates it, but he does it, which is great. Like recently I just asked him, I was like, when you leave, when you go and like off work, can you let me know what you're doing? Just communicate with me, and he's been doing it, which has been great. So we talk about the things that are frustrating and we adjust. I think that's good. Your phone's going crazy.
I know. We always do.
So what do you think about the stuff that she just said?
She's correct. I guess, I don't know. Yeah, I guess communication's key. There you go. It stopped ringing.
Okay.
Yeah, communication's key, but I'm not a communicator. Never have been, never, it's not my thing, unless I'm angry. I usually keep to myself. That's who I am. I've always been that way. Anybody who knows me knows me.
I think you communicate at like 3 in the morning with me.
Yeah, that's to get you to shut the fuck up so I go back to sleep. Not funny.
Love.
Right? Like these, I never had these circles around my eyes until I started dating you. I used to get sleep. But yeah, I'm not a communicator. I'm not a man who shows emotion. People joke that I'm a robot, but that's who I am. So it's not like she's getting anything that nobody else is getting. So I know I'm your girlfriend. I should get a different treatment. Not really. I mean, I know what she's trying to say, but I am who I am. I'm not going to change just to satisfy one person's psychosis. Right?
Psychosis?
Psychoticness? Is that a psychoticness word?
It can be.
Uh,
Psychotic.
I would like to say that is not a word.
Well,
Next
next-
word, put that on
Alright, so
record.
You got one more year
we
left.
we just created a word, psychoticness. A person who is psychotic and has tendencies to be psychotic.
So
Psychoticness.
you think that she overreacts a lot?
Well, I'm gonna answer a question with a question. You've known her longer. What do you think?
I mean, I've never dated her. I do think that, yeah, she definitely is, yeah, I mean, she can have some fun things going on in that noggin there. But that being said, I don't know what is true with what happened with you guys and what, and you know, I mean, I hear a lot of negatives. You know, I tried your hors d'oeuvres. They were great.
Which hors d'oeuvres?
When we did the
Show
at the
Oh, yeah.
gym.
no, but I'm
I've
just saying,
never-
like,
I've
he's
heard
making
it.
a joke.
My hors d'oeuvres are another very good.
Yes.
I thought you meant my penis.
but no, I mean, I'm sorry. Go
You
ahead.
tried
You
to
go. I shouldn't be spearheading. You go.
No, I love it. I think it's probably needed. Like, I think that the people listening will enjoy
Yeah.
that.
No, I think that I don't know what the percentage of Mara being a little wackadoo and the percentage of you being throwing your cock in another poo poo. So I don't know.
Is that an anus? Or
Yeah, whatever, a vagina. Anyways, but like I don't know if like the period blood.
Alright. Alright, she knows what that was. We discussed that later on, what that actually was. And, you know.
So I think that we should go into a couple other things before we
Oh,
get
yeah.
to that. And,
Okay.
and there is actually, like, I know
Who's
that-
the father?
I know, right. So I know that you
You
guys,
guys
that,
look
like,
so
you
uncomfortable.
two,
I
really,
really,
I
I've
get
never
there.
seen y'all more
Yeah.
uncomfortable.
Who,
And it's
wait,
like-
who are me? Her?
You and both of you,
Yes.
like you handle it different. You do this,
Yeah,
and
but
then
that's all
she
right.
is.
It's just because there's no back to the chair.
Yeah,
You know,
that's-
you're
yeah.
comfortable. Cause
What
you
are you
talking
talking
about? I wish I could sit. Trust me, I wish I could sit back like that. It's bad
Look at
enough,
those
it's bad
abs.
enough I have a hunchback
They're
and sit, and
getting
I can't sit up straight with you guys grilling me.
I know.
It's like, where's a big light to like shine on my face? But anyway, go on, continue. Continue, doctor.
So the reason that I say that though is because cheating or thinking that someone is cheating, either the action or the idea that it might be going on, is generally an outcome. There are other things that are happening before that that are generally the more important things than if something did or did not happen. Although it can often seem like did it or didn't happen is the most important thing. But there are things that lead up to that. So
Yes, which makes me think, what did I do wrong? What were the steps that I took along the way that I wasn't enough? What could I do better? Whatever. That's, I think, is a general consensus of women that get cheated on, is what happens. Okay, continue, sorry.
yeah, absolutely. I think that the thoughts that you're expressing right there are very common thoughts for people that have been cheated on,
Mm-hmm.
100%.
Mm-hmm.
Let me ask you before that though, you guys have been together for a little over a year now, right?
Mm-hmm.
What goals do you have together?
We stopped making goals because he's uncomfortable with long-term conversations. So now we just go day to day. Am I wrong?
No, you are not.
What scares you?
It's not about scared. It's just I've made enough plans in my life that don't go the way they go, so I would just stop making plans. I just
Yeah.
let it happen as it happens. Because I believe it's plans of mice and men always often go awry, something like that, right? So I just stopped making plans, just let it happen. You know, I had planned on working at a hotel, and I'm working at a friend's restaurant. You know,
Yeah.
it happens. You know, I do believe there's certain signs that lead you to certain places, but again, you can make a 5-year plan, and then 3 days later, you know, you break your leg, and that 5-year plan is non-existent. So, you know, like I said, I've made plans. I used to make plans all the time. I just stopped making them because they just didn't work out. So, why set myself up for something, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So that's why.
I feel like I've made plans. I've set those plans before. I don't know if anybody's known that I've had relationships before.
No, really?
I've made
How many?
strict timelines on those, and they didn't really work out. So I'm kind of just go. I'm like, okay, maybe this is the better way. Maybe this is the better path. But it's been pretty chill. I haven't been upset about it.
So at this point, you guys have 0 goals for your relationship.
I guess.
I would say
I mean, I would like to eventually move in, but he doesn't like Frank, so.
See, again, okay, there we go. So
Okay,
that's one
yeah.
of the things that she mentioned at the on episode 406. November 14th.
Yeah.
an asshole.
I remember. I wrote it down.
I never said I don't like Frank. Frank to me is like my nieces and nephews. He's great to have around. I just don't want him in, my day to day every minute of my life. And unlike kids, at least kids after 3 years learn how to wipe their own ass. And she's like, oh, whenever I should walk him, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen where I'm gonna have to pick up dog shit. I don't want to pick up dog shit. I'm sorry. It's just not my thing. And again, love the dog. She knows I love the dog. It's just I don't want to. I have no need for a dog in my life. I don't want that responsibility. I don't want, the hair. I don't want the. I just don't want. I just don't want a
The
dog.
joy.
Listen,
the
again, my nieces,
love.
my nieces and nephews. There he is, and they talk about Sadie. Like, oh, they talking about me. Oh, let me sniff around. Okay, nobody wants to talk to me. I'm out of here. But yeah, that's what it is. It's again, it's not that I don't like the dog. It's just dogs are like kids to me. They're not something I want in my life.
So there are always going to be things in relationships that are not going to be perfect, that like one person is going to want something one way, one person's going to want something another way. And that can manifest itself in a million different ways. Like, I want to spend $2,000 on a new entertainment system, and the other person might want to spend $2,000 on a new couch. And then you figure out what you're going to do about it so that you can move forward towards whatever your next goal is. So often when people think about goals, they think of like big steps, like moving in together, getting married, having a kid, whatever. But
She must throw up.
but smaller goals can help as well. So saving up for a vacation together, making plans to go somewhere in 2 months, like little things like that can also be goals that can give a relationship a sense of purpose.
And like life, like something to look forward to.
That you're on the same team and moving in one direction together. That doesn't mean that you have to be at the end of the football field next year, but you could start walking along the field. I can't believe I just used a football analogy. My father would be so proud.
It's like
You're pretty
ballet.
good.
Yeah.
But right now you might be at your third down. I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Did that work too? I'm not sure.
You have to punt.
Fourth?
It's
I don't
more
know.
like-
Choice.
It's more like you're at the balcony, almost to Kesha, and the security guard is not there.
Yeah.
Oh,
And then you go all the
anyway.
Thomas just went on a Kesha cruise. Okay, anyway, he tried to.
Yeah, that was a good callback to we
I-
never talked about.
I'm sorry.
2 different episodes. It'll be in the
For
description.
future, yeah. Here's a prequel.
So, do you guys want to be together?
Like, yeah, I guess. I don't know. I don't know. It's like, I hate the questions like this.
I know. It's like.
It's like the most. It's like, what do you want to be in 5 years? I want to be a fire truck. I don't know. I don't know what happened. We're enjoying ourselves together, and that's whatever. That's how I see it. I'm not gonna put labels on it. I don't wanna I just find it we're enjoying ourselves. Why complicate it by making decisions that are not realistic right now? We've been together. She wants to say since Valentine's Day because that doesn't count just because I banged her in the closet somewhere. It doesn't even start dating then. All right. I mean, we had sex. And then she latched onto me a month later, and then she's like, "You're my boyfriend."
Oh, is that what I said?
Yeah, kind of. Basically. Like 3 months later, and then she went away for 4 months. So it's like we've been dating for like 3 months. And, it's like, oh, let's move in together. I'm like,
I know.
all right, that's a little much for anybody. And and I'll be honest, I'm not. And I've lost friends over it. Like I remember one friend of mine, after dating a girl for like 3 months, she's like, "Oh, we're getting engaged." I'm like, "Why?" And ever since then, our friendship has been strained. I don't get these rush things. It's like, if all goes well, I'm gonna live till at least 90 years old. What's the rush to get into, move in together and destroy my, lovely couch and my lovely artwork and my minimalistic way of living by having a dog and curio and china and all that wonderful stuff.
So in some ways, you see being in the relationship as destroying certain aspects of your life.
Yes. No, well, kind of, because, okay, case in point, with work now, she'll be like, what time are you getting out? I go, I don't know. She's like, why not? I'm like, because the kind of work I do, you know. I can tell you, like today, I told her I'd be here at 3:30. I ended up getting here at 5 o'clock because that's what work did.
Was I chill?
I understand that, but that's what I'm trying to say. My life, especially this career that I have, it's very difficult to set things. You know, I could be like, all right, I'll get out at 5 o'clock, and next thing I know, it's midnight. I'm like, and then, you know, so I can't make certain plans. I don't make because I know I can't make them. Because I know I'll be like, all right, I'll meet you guys somewhere. Like my friends, if I meet them, I meet them. If not, I go home and sleep. It's not a big deal. And I think that's where things get lost with her. It's like, well, you said we're gonna do this. I'm like, well, I said I was gonna do that, but I can't. I'm at work. What was it? Last week? Same thing.
I don't remember. Which was it? I do remember something happening. I just don't remember what it was.
We were supposed to do something,
Oh, I know, we were.
and
Fuck, I don't remember.
and then something happened, and she flipped out on me. I'm like, I have no control. I'm stuck at work. It's not like I could leave work anytime. It's not.
That-
my job.
But part of it probably is the trust issue. So then,
Actually, no. I'll tell you what it is. It's because, and I think, well, it might be part of the trust issue, but the other issue is for the first eight out of the first 10 months, I wasn't working.
Mhm.
I had sold my business, and I was literally free all the time. And now I went from having plenty of free time to having no free time.
yeah.
So she expects me to have that same amount of free time. She expects me to have the same amount of free time I had when I was done working.
Mm-hmm.
Big difference. I'm going from literally not working any at all to working like this week. I'm working 82 hours.
Yeah.
You know, so she was used to being able to contact me, see me, talk to me whenever she wanted. Now, if I don't respond to her in 20 minutes, she's like, "Why are you ignoring me?" And I'll show you if you guys want to see every other text. If I haven't answered
Yeah.
within 20 minutes, why are you ignoring me? I know I'm kidding around, but she's not. You know, the first time you're kidding around, second time you're kidding around, third time.
Yeah, there's a knife
Yeah.
emoji.
Yeah. That's the thing, and I think that's part of it. Yeah, the trust issue might be part of it also, but I think a lot of that had to do with the fact that for the first, like I said, I had plenty of free time.
Yeah.
I was able to do it. I was bartending on a roof during the summer, you know, on a Friday night, because I could. Now I can't, you know, I'd be like if I get out of work before midnight on a Friday night.
Yeah.
So, that's, you know.
A rebuttal?
I do feel like there was a transition time because we did, and I do have a little bit of OCD when it comes to if you say you're gonna do something, follow through with it. And it, like, as soon as someone tells me something, I put it in my head, and as soon as you don't do that thing, it's like a check mark. I'm like, okay, he's not reliable. All right, I can't trust him. That is a problem that I have with even my personal training clients. If they don't show up, I tell them 3 times that they don't show, they're done. I can't do it. And I get really upset and I need to calm down. Like, I'm like, you guys, this is not a joke. You gotta come in, you have to work out. I'm committed to you, you need to be committed to me. It's the same thing in my relationship. If he tells me something, I really believe it. And when it doesn't happen, I really get upset. But I try to calm down. I'm trying to be more chill now. We talked about it.
So that's actually something that you can do some work on your own, using like cognitive behavioral therapy to challenge some of the thoughts that you're having when these things happen, so that you can sort of like relax and calm down a little bit. Because even if you are, you know, texting him every 20 minutes to say, why didn't you respond, even if like it's kind of a joke, part of you is still like, why the fuck hadn't you responded?
Yes.
And likely you are having thoughts then that are saying, he's doing this, he's doing that, he should be responding, he doesn't care about me, he's going to leave. I mean, it could be a multitude of things that we're probably not going to get into right now because we just don't have enough
45
time.
minutes.
But you can learn how to challenge some of those to calm yourself down. I am curious though, because the original question a few minutes ago had been, do you want to be in this relationship? Do you want to be with him? And your response, George, was a little bit take it or leave it, which seems like is kind of the way that you approach a lot of different things in your life. And I'm not saying that to be negative. That just seems to be the way that you kind of presented it. Would that be accurate?
I guess yes and no. I am that way in general, I guess. So anytime anybody asks me a question with certain things, that's how I am.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it's friends, family, or anything like that, you know, you coming off of my life, you know, from your life, I don't give a fuck. You know, no skin off my back. That's how I've always been. But again, that's how it's not just with just her. It's just
Right.
me in general. Again, like when going back because it's more recent with this job, with the hotel job, I didn't get it. I'm like, oh well, I move on. It's not a big deal. You know, I know a lot of people would be freaking out. You know, because oh, I need a job, blah blah blah. Yeah, I need a job, but I'll find it eventually. It'll fall into my lap. Whether you know, and that's how I am with everything though. But it's not. Again, I don't want her to. You know, I don't want to come off it. It's just her. It's anything in my life. It's take it or leave it. To be honest. And
So in some ways you protect yourself by avoiding the possibility of being disappointed.
I guess, yeah, sure. I'll take that. I believe that we had a breakthrough.
Yeah, no, I
Wait,
do
you were
the
supposed to
same
say that,
thing.
right? Were you
I do
supposed
the
to say
same.
that?
No,
Oh, okay.
I just, I do that, but I think what's happening, I don't know, like, you're equating not getting a job to a relationship not working out. But on the other end of that job of you not getting it, is a company that doesn't give a shit about you, as opposed to Mara who does give a shit about you. So you not getting something or you deciding something, there's someone being affected by that, as opposed to work, which you're the only person that's getting hurt. I don't. So like you're comparing those two things. I've noticed like a few times you're saying,
Well,
you know,
like I said, I'm just taking
Yeah,
the most recent thing. I could, you know,
Yeah.
if you
No,
want
no,
to
no,
go,
but-
yeah, I understand what you're saying. Totally get what you're saying. I'm just saying, I'm bringing up the most recent things.
Yeah.
I could go back to when I was, you know, 14.
In a
and I-
relationship.
Yeah, or when I was
Yeah.
14 and I didn't get the bicycle I wanted, you know.
what
Or, you know.
about the last relationship you were in? Before Mara? Have you been in a serious relationship?
Oh yeah, I've been in a couple.
Yeah.
And they usually end because of the same reason though.
Okay.
What's that reason?
They want to get married and have kids.
Got it.
Honestly, marriage is cool if you're gonna have kids. I really don't think you need to get married if you're not gonna have kids. There's no real. And you can sit there and go, oh, the tax benefits, common law marriage, or all the other. There's 100 different ways to get your tax benefits by living with somebody. You know, so if you're using marriage as a way to save money on taxes, you're an idiot. You don't need to get married to live with someone, to show that someone you love them. You know, again, I hate to be, you know, it's a piece of paper.
Sure.
You know, yeah.
People have a lot of reasons to get married. People have a lot of
Yeah.
reasons not to get married, and some people want to get married. Some people don't want to get married, and it's not really a judgment of one being better or
Yeah.
worse. It's about do two people want the same things.
You know.
So to go back to that question a little bit, Mara, do
Mhm.
you want to be in a relationship with George?
I do want to be in the relationship with George. I do. I think I've demonstrated that.
That's it?
I'm
That's-
here,
that's very
saying
short
it. Well, it's an easy answer. I do want to be in it. Obviously, I'm working on it.
Oh.
So
Where you
I
guys fuck.
So you're taking the massage hole.
so I asked you guys before about what works with the relationship. So now the opposite side of that, what doesn't work?
The fact that he doesn't share, like he doesn't have feelings that he shares. I would love a little of that. Just any sort of acknowledgement of any sort of affection. Because we don't kiss, we don't hold hands. He doesn't do any of those things because that's what his grandfather did to him.
In
So it feels like a
What?
grandfather.
Wait, really?
What the hell? What does that mean? My grandfather did that. What's wrong with
Just
you?
the handhold part. The kiss, I just want to tell
you don't kiss ever. You don't kiss in public.
No, we don't kiss ever.
We used to.
We
We did it on
I
our
get-
first night. I got sold a bill of goods.
Do you just not like kissing?
I get bored with it after a while. You know, oh sorry. I get bored. I'll be honest. I get bored with it after a while. It's fun, like at the beginning, I guess. But then I get bored easily. So yeah, I'm gonna say it's out of boredom. It has nothing.
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with her. And
Is it-
also,
but is
also
it-
has,
do you-
I'll be honest, has a little bit to do with
The germs? Do you not like it?
halitosis more so than
Yeah.
my
So-
on my part, not hers.
Oh, and your
I was
part.
like-
So you're insecure about your own. No, that makes sense.
Which
No,
is, yeah.
but I mean that shows
Especially
vulnerability.
when like half the people you talk to have like dragon breath. You're like, oh my god, what does mine smell like? Theirs smells like this. You know.
I hear you, but I think, but that answer shows so much more vulnerability and honesty than. No. I'm not.
Breakthrough.
No, I'm not trying to be like whatever it is. Like, but I don't think. I think like deflecting that with a joke. But it is real, and it's okay to have those kind of things. I'm not like being like, oh, you know, you could cry on my shit, you know, like it's like Goodwill Hunting. But those things are like, now she knows that it's because you're insecure about your own breath or whatever, and it's not you not enjoying kissing her mouth. Like those are two very different things. No, but it is.
And she has a weird looking tongue, by the way.
I mean, but you know what I mean? That
Yeah,
is
no,
very,
and I like that you pointed that out, because also sort of the way that you deal with that, George, seems to be to just not kiss, which in some ways runs parallel to not getting disappointed about like a job and just sort of being able to move on. So what else maybe doesn't work as well as you would like it to? You can take a turn too, George.
You brought me on here. You tell me.
Everything's working?
I don't know. You tell me.
I think everything's fine. I feel like when we do communicate about sex, like we talked on the show on one episode when we broke up, that I don't like it. I don't like it when he goes down on me.
She doesn't like my Caligula.
No, which is not true. That's
Actually, that's what you did say.
I
You
did.
said, I don't like it when he goes down on me. But anyway, continue.
I don't like it when you go down on me so low. Like I need more than that. Because that doesn't
What does that
finish
mean?
the job.
What do you mean?
It
I
gets
need
me
more than that?
excited, but it doesn't end it. So like one time right before we had our breakup.
could explain it as halitosis.
So you smelled her vagina also, huh?
I mean, I'm in the
From
apartment.
here.
there's 4 walls. Actually, there's 2, and it's terrible. Okay. Anyways, but yeah. Sorry, I don't want to get rid. Yeah, no. So he doesn't go down on you, or he does go down on you.
Used to. Past tense.
Okay.
And then since the episode that he listened to, he doesn't. But I liked it before. It was great when it was like a precursor to sex.
Mm-hmm.
But then one time we did it, and it was just because I was being bouncy in bed, and he wanted me to sleep. So he went down, and he thought that was gonna be it. But really, that just got me like fired up, and then left me with blue balls. And then I was really frustrated. And then I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna just go home and masturbate. And then that's when we recorded, and I was like, I hate it!
Yeah.
So sexually, there are a couple things that maybe you would like to improve on.
Yes.
Like what?
That.
Like what?
I just said it.
Yeah, but that's your own fault. You created that problem, not me. I was doing a good job with it. You're the one who brought it up on national radio and.
National radio.
Yeah.
Hi, Mom.
So there are a couple things there. You would like more communication, some sharing of feelings, and maybe some specific things sexually.
Yes. That's about it.
George.
But she had those things, the sexual things specifically. She's the one who ruined it by saying she didn't like it.
I know,
'Cause
but then we try to communicate through
Yeah,
it,
but no,
and you
it's
don't
gonna
believe
take-
me.
Yeah, well, it's gonna take a while.
What I heard was that she doesn't want just that.
Yeah, now she says that, but on the podcast, she's like, I don't like it. I never did. Blah blah blah. Yada yada.
I think the hard thing too is that we speak so much on the podcast, and you know everything that she's thinking. And if it was the other way around, and you said all what you really felt and all these things, then it would be an even playing field. It's tough, but I'm not saying that her talking is like whatever, that you shouldn't listen because it's out there. So I don't know. It's tough. So like if you're holding that against her when she's just being honest about how she felt at that moment, I don't know. It's hard because it's not the other way around, because you know way more about her than she probably knows about you, and it's tough in a relationship when that's the case, I think.
Yeah, mostly because if I do have a problem, I will communicate it, because I have those tendencies where it just becomes like so huge in my head and I can't calm it down, and so I have to talk about it or else I explode. And he could never talk about anything and be completely content, and I'm like, why don't you talk to me? So that's the issue.
Well, something else that I'm hearing though is that it hurt your feelings when you heard
Yeah, of
that,
course, yeah.
that
No,
she
I'm-
was saying that she
I'm very
doesn't
proud.
like it.
I'm very proud of my
Sexual prowess.
Not just no. My prowess is kind of diminished. That's why I got to talk to Frank Thomas and get some of those pills. Yeah, I think I'm very good at the lower licking process thing, and then to have her say I don't like it or he's not good at it, yeah, it kind of hurt my feelings, and I guess I'm punishing her for it. I guess I don't know.
How did you let her know that it hurt your feelings?
I told her.
I had to ask because it stopped, and I was like, "Hey, I know I talked about it. We should talk about it."
No. You never mentioned that you talked about it. I'm the one who brought it up to you that you talked about it. You're like, oh, you listened. That's right.
Okay. however
Him
the
listening
conversation-
kind of shows that he does care in a weird way.
There's a lot of things that show that he cares, but I have to
Yeah.
like look for the actions. I'm like, oh, he cares.
Mm-hmm.
I know that he cares.
I haven't killed you yet, so yeah. I'm kidding. Whoever's listening. She ends up dead. It wasn't me. I think it was Andrew. It was Andrew did it.
Just leave me the podcast equipment. I mean, it's yeah.
Okay, so there's some communication stuff there, and it sounds like maybe there are some things, George, that you would prefer that Mara doesn't share with everyone.
Not really. It's just like I said. It's more so, and I understand it's part of the show and stuff like that. It's the, I guess I don't want to say exaggeration, but the fudging of the total truth. You know, because again, she could have just easily said, "He's good at it. I just don't enjoy it." After a certain point, she just straight up said, "I don't like it. I don't like when he does it." That's the thing.
I was also very angry with you.
I get it, but it doesn't change
I
the
was
fact
very
that you said it.
Angry with you.
You still said it.
It's true.
You know?
Sometimes you say things in anger that you don't mean.
Oh, I mean everything I say.
And what was it like when you apologized?
I'm sorry.
I went.
Yeah, you haven't apologized, have you?
And I have gone down on her since.
So that's part of it too, though, is you're saying like sometimes people say things when they're angry. It doesn't mean they mean them, which is absolutely true. Sometimes people do say shit that they don't mean when they're in a highly aroused emotional state, which could be I fucking hate you when you're angry, or I love you when you're having sex when you don't. Like these things happen, but also part of it is taking responsibility after and saying, I recognize that hurt your feelings. This is what I meant about it.
Mhm.
And that, because you're saying you want more communication, and part of that communication is you taking responsibility too.
True. Very true. I should have apologized.
Don't touch me. Communication.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. Like I said, I've gone down on you since. Once or twice. That's about it. Yeah, but you gotta be punished now. You're being punished now. See? It hurts, doesn't it?
I don't know if it's a punishment. She said she didn't like it.
You're not going anywhere. You might
See,
as well
if I was
kiss her.
licensed, that's something I wouldn't have said.
Can I get an apology? You really hurt my feelings.
But that is, but I mean, it's things like that that can be very helpful and help you guys to grow together. And it might sound forced and it might sound fake, but it's helpful.
I would like to make those small plans, but I feel like you were talking about having small goals along the way, but I also feel like I don't want to get my hopes up because of my expectation brain, and so I don't do those things with him. So how can we get over that?
So you just, so I'm going to point out something that you just said that's very common.
Mm-hmm.
You said, I feel that I don't want to get my expectations up.
Mm-hmm.
To crop that down. I don't want to get my expectations up is not a feeling, that's a thought.
Okay.
The very, very, like, big thing to point out. Feelings are emotions.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to get my expectations up is not a feeling, it's a thought.
Okay.
So when you have that thought, you feel a certain way.
Yes. Disappointed.
Okay.
Okay.
So you feel disappointed when you think that you guys don't have plans for the future.
Yes. I do. Like, I would like to go to a wedding with him in Alaska in August, and he won't let me plan it. My friends are getting married.
Again, and I've told her why. See, that's again.
It's work. It's work.
Because I don't know. Because I literally just started this job. August for us could from what I don't know Brooklyn as well as I know Queens, but from what I've talked with people in the neighborhood, Brooklyn in the summer is actually hopping. So I don't know how busy we're gonna be. I don't know if I'll be able to take time off. So I can't sit there and be like, yeah, let's do it. And then come August, she just bought an $800 ticket, and I can't go. And then she flips out on me, going, I spent $800 on a ticket, and that's why I don't expect. You know, if I knew I could get away, like last year, I went to a friend's wedding in August. I knew I was gonna get away because A, I was told about a year ahead. B, I know August in Astoria is dead, and then by the time the wedding rolled around, I had sold my business and I was free. You know. Right now, it's a new job, a new business. I take it as serious as when I have my own business, you know, because it is a friend's bar. So, you know, I'm trying to make it work. So I don't want to sit there and make plans with her because I don't want to. I guess I don't want to disappoint you. Yeah, I don't want to get her upset because she'll flip out and she'll like I said, she'll get mad, and then we're back to square one.
Your work is really important to you, and you don't want to risk maybe getting in trouble at work or also disappointing her if you weren't able to come through.
I don't think I would get in trouble at work. Like I said, he's a friend of mine, and if I planned ahead long enough, but again, we don't know what's going on. Me or my friend who have because we don't know. It's like I said, it's a brand new business. We don't know what's going on, so I don't want to sit there and be like, and he doesn't want to also be like, all right, yeah, take off August, because he doesn't know what's going to happen. So that's the other thing. It's not so much him. It's more.
Well, your job is important to you.
Oh no, I'm not saying my job isn't important. I just said I'm treating this as my own business. It's just that we don't know what's going to happen in August. So I don't want to sit there and be like, all right, when we don't know. Like if I knew what was going to happen in August, like I know in February it's dead. I can take any time out if I want in February. August we don't know.
So it's March now.
Mm-hmm.
When do you think you would have a better idea of what August is going to look like?
Honestly, I have no answer for that one. Because again, it's
Also Alaska, I mean, how many days are you gonna be going for?
2.
2 days to go to Alaska?
It's gonna take us 2 days to get there.
It's gonna take 7 hours to
Who
find
the
it.
fuck has a wedding in Alaska?
What the fuck's wrong with you?
Kim McMurdo, she's a listener and a friend. Hello,
She's great.
Kim.
Everybody follow Kim.
Everyone follow
at
Kim.
I've been to Alaska, it's pretty cool, but it's fucking
You know
far.
Kim, you know Kim and Mike.
You're got no stars from Twitter.
Yeah, no, I'm just, yeah, you know.
The other three love you, but I don't. I mean, I don't know you well enough to not love you. Why would you make me go to Alaska?
I mean, Alaska's dope, though. I think you'd like
dope.
Alaska. But no, I get it. But the time off, you would need more than 2 days. It would probably be 4 days.
I would think 5.
Well,
Because
if we were to break this down into a percentage,
Mhm.
what percentage of this is about you not wanting to make plans that far in advance, and what percentage of it is really about work?
I would say 60 work, 20 making plans, and 20 because I'm not. That's the other thing you got to realize about me is I don't travel. It's not my thing. It's never been my thing. I mean, I was off, like I said, for 8 months, and I went on one trip. You know, most people. I have my friend who I'm working for. When he sold his business, he went on a 1.5-year trip around, Southeast Asia, Europe, and all that other stuff. I was off for 8 months. I went to one place. Yeah, I went to visit her in 2 other states, but let's be honest, that was a getaway.
But that was nice that you went to visit her.
Oh no, I'm not saying. I'm just saying it was just a 3
Yeah.
or 4 day thing. It wasn't gone for 2 months at a time. So, me traveling isn't a thing. It never has been my thing. So that's another thing. It's just not my.
Mm-hmm.
It's just not my thing. Traveling. I would love to. Everybody would love to travel. It's just never been my thing. So that's another percentage you got to take in consideration.
Okay.
It's just I don't do that kind of stuff. So,
Okay, so some of the things that you guys have mentioned so far is that you would like, Mara, you would like more openness about feelings, more communication. You would like to be able to plan things for the future. George, it sounds like one thing about the relationship that maybe you would like to be a little bit different would be Mara's texting. Her wanting constant reassurance that everything's fine. Which is essentially what it is. It's a safety-seeking behavior to text him repeatedly to make sure that he responds so that you feel okay or you feel safe.
Yes, I recognize that now, yes.
So what changes are you both willing to make to accommodate the other person? Because no two people just get along perfectly all the time and have all the same wants and needs and goals. I mean, every now and then something like that will exist, but the vast majority of people, that's just not reality. Most people are not Disney movies.
I'm just gonna call him all the time instead.
And I think that's really going to benefit the relationship.
Is the window open outwards or outwards?
So you can change your phone number online now. You don't even have to go to the store.
I've had this number for like, what year are we in? 18 years? It's a long time to have the same number. I don't want to lose it.
Oh, so you can commit to that.
That's easy. I've wearing the same underwear for the last 20 years also. And I haven't.
But seriously, what adjustments are you guys willing to make to accommodate each other's needs?
I guess I could just write everything down in notes. Like I'll think, because normally I just text when I think of something. I'm like, oh, I should text right now, or else I'm gonna forget it. And so I could put it all down in a note and send it all at one time, or talk about it later.
Well, so what I actually like about that though is that I think if you were to write it down, you might be able to then look at it and say, what amount of this or what amount of these
Is
things are
ridiculous.
things that I actually want to say, and what amount of them are me just reaching out as a safety-seeking
When I
behavior.
tell them 100% of the things. I think all of my things are funny that I share with you.
I mean,
They are not.
very similar to my relationship. I think everything I do is hilarious.
It's hilarious.
He does not. Okay.
Andrew, how do you feel about her thinking she's funny all the time? You
Oh, I
being a
haven't
fellow
been listening.
comedian.
No, I don't know. I just feel like you guys, if an outsider looking in, Mara can be needy in the sense of like wanting to be reaffirmed that she's out. You do the exact opposite of what she wants. So I just see that there's like a strong disconnect. But I think part of her why she's attracted to you is because you are that way. And it is. If you were just like this, like, ooh, I love, you're sucking her toes and everything, then she wouldn't probably like that either because, whatever. But my point is that like I just feel like there's like you guys have to like somehow, if it's gonna work for me from outsider looking in, is that you both have to give a little, and it feels like I don't know. I just feel like you guys are so opposites in a way that to get to that middle is hard, and yeah.
I honestly do feel like I give all the time.
But yeah, you do. But you do that with everybody. So it's not.
But-
I'm not saying I don't feel special when you do it for me. I'm just saying.
This is the thing. You give, but you have to give for not the idea of then you're going to receive, because you're not going to get something, whether it's whatever it is. Whatever you give is you're giving for you, but to expect that back, you can't. I think you deserve it.
Thank you.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying no, but the expectations of what I'm giving, then you gotta give. That you can't control what someone else is gonna do and how they're gonna behave.
I mean, I
And-
feel like I give up things that I would like.
Okay.
But see.
Yeah. Okay.
But
that
I'm-
makes sense.
I'm actually the exact opposite of her, and more of what you're saying. When I do things for people, I just do it because I never. Like she always says, "Why don't you ask so and so for help?" I'm like, "Because that's not who I am. I don't do things for people. I help my friends. Like my friends will tell you, if you need someone, talk to George. He'll help you out. But I won't go back 2 months later, like, "Hey, can you help me out? I did this for you." Kind of thing. It's not who I am.
Yeah.
So when she does things for me, I tell her, "Don't do it. Don't do me. I know you're under a lot of pressure. You have a lot of things. Don't do things for me. I don't need them. I appreciate them,
Yeah.
but you don't need to do them. They're not. It does nothing for either of us. You get stressed out. I'm not going to show my appreciation because I just don't show emotion. So it doesn't benefit, And like you said, she does it. I think she does it for the fact of I want to be recognized for doing these things.
But I think there's I don't know what the percentage, but just the idea of the expectation, I think it's tough. And I'm not saying that you should stop giving. I think that's great. And I just think if you're not getting received what you want, then the relationship isn't good.
Mhm.
That, at least that's what I see. I don't know. You see what I'm saying? Does that make sense at all? Or am I, like, expectations for what you give, you can't rely on that. But then you can look elsewhere if you're not getting what you want.
I wasn't saying that I give things in order to receive. I'm saying if I want something, like if I want a handhold, I give that up. He's like, I don't kiss, so I give that up, even though it's like one of my favorite things. Those are the things that I'm talking about. I feel like I give up my needs to make everybody comfortable. That's what I was saying.
You
I
feel like you are sacrificing some things that you want to be in the relationship, and you don't think that he is sacrificing things.
Correct.
You can say
No.
correct. You can say yes. If that's what you feel.
A lot. I would say 90%, yeah. Sometimes every once in a while I'm like, oh, that was sweet. Like today, he came and set up my massage table, and he set up my mojo. I was like, that's
Well, I
so
didn't set it
nice.
up yet. I
Oh,
just
yeah.
plugged it in.
He
I
plugged
haven't
it
set
in.
I haven't set it up yet.
Is it? I mean, this is going to sound harsh, but
Mhm.
based on everything we've talked about, would it be fair to say that neither of you are 100% satisfied with the relationship?
I mean, yeah, I'm not.
Sure. And that doesn't mean that you can't be.
Of course, I agree. I concur. Concur.
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't communicate, so I feel like I can't communicate some of the little things, so I just keep those to myself. The
So-
ones that don't make me
right.
nuts, I
That-
just keep them to myself.
That would be the biggest thing that you want, is more communication that has to do with emotion. Is that something that you are willing to work on, George?
I don't know about willing. It's just, again, I hate to say this, but I've been this way for whatever long I have been on Earth. I'm not going to reveal my age. But that's how I've always been. It's not that, again.
I said it on episode 116, 119, I'm just kidding.
But that's, and I guess, yeah, it's not healthy, but that's how I've always been, and it's not gonna happen overnight, and it's, I could sit there and be like, I'll change, and then 2 minutes later, she's happy, hunky-dory, and like, all right, we're back to,
So,
it's very hard for me to change, I'm not gonna lie.
right, so I mean, we're not necessarily talking about changing, we're talking about making a couple adjustments. And the fact is like, you're both adults. Reality is you're probably not gonna change. Like, neither of you is really gonna change that much unless you really put a lot of work and focus into making those changes. And that's something that you have to decide if you wanna make them or not, and if you're willing to put the work in or not. Because if you're not, it sounds like there are some deal breakers here that you guys might not be able to figure out and have you both be satisfied long term. And that's not to say that one of you is right or one of you is wrong.
Why do you keep looking at me?
I'm just seeing if you're on top. I'm
No,
on
no,
the mic. I'm the mic
it's just that
stand.
this is exactly not what I thought was gonna be happening on this. I thought we were gonna be laughing and telling jokes and how funny I am, but apparently.
Well, I think there'd be less laughter if you were trying.
I know.
That was hurtful.
I mean, this really is not about one of you being good or one of you
Yeah.
being bad or one of you, I mean, you both are who you are, but it really is about, like, are you guys willing to make the adjustments that you need to be happier together? Because if you're not going to and you're just gonna be miserable, then, like, what the fuck's the point?
Yeah, no, I'm not miserable. 100% not.
Right, and I'm not saying that I'm
Yeah.
not trying to say that you are
He is,
miserable.
but it doesn't matter.
Well, look who he's dating.
Somebody help me.
Well, I can't wait to hear what she says behind your back on the next episode.
So
Yeah.
is it okay if we go over a little bit?
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
Please.
Because I know
Please.
I know that the other, like, the big thing that
Yeah.
everyone listening wants to hear is about the cheating. If cheating happened, if it didn't happen, and we've heard, because I do listen, we've heard a lot about this what may or may not have happened from Mara. So what? I mean, first off,
Which one? What are you talking about?
if,
Oh.
so if
I'm saying she spoke about a lot of things on the show, so I'm just trying to figure out which one we're being specific about. Are we talking about the ED pills? Are we talking about the period thing? What are we talking about?
I think all of it are probably things that have come up, but I would be curious to know. Well, first off, George, what is it like for you to know that your girlfriend has been talking about you potentially cheating to anyone that opens up their app?
Honestly, kind of annoying, but I really don't care at the end of the day because A, I don't know these people. I wouldn't know them if I cross them in the street and whatever. The other day she showed me, sent me a photo screenshot? A screenshot of some guy threatening me. Because she had posted something obscure, like she always does. And he's like, didn't he threaten me? Didn't he say he was going to shank me?
So not necessarily what other people might think about it, but what is it like for you to know that your girlfriend is putting this out there?
Whether she was putting it out there to a million people or to